What is up, YouTube? That's here today. I'm back playing some more Pokemon VGC Reg Wi-Fi battles. We are back in the lab with Mewtwo once again today. If you guys remember, I'm thinking about taking Mewtwo to the NAIC International Championships coming up in June. And yeah, I'm going through a bunch of different Mewtwo teams. You guys have seen the Mewtwo Dozo. You guys have seen all the other Mewtwo teams like Mewtwo Zekrom I've been working with. But this is a pretty good team. It uses like Mewtwo with like Roaring Moon as a tailwind setter, a little bit of redirection, terrain control from Indeedee, a good old-fashioned Zenta with like Snarl and Body Press. I really like the Iron Defense here in case we go into like a Trick Room mode against like Iron Hands and Kali Eye. Really solid set. A Scarf Ursh with double rock moves, being Rock Slide and Rock Tomb. This is a really cool set. And last but not least, a POW that doesn't have any priority because we're going to be using mostly Indeedee. I think this is a really cool team, and again, our EVs look something like this. We're rocking a Mewtwo that has like enough speed to outspeed Adamant base 135s, things like Miraidons and Koraidons, or Adamant and or Modest. So if they're not speed natured, we're going to be outspeeding them with this Mewtwo. That's one of the values of Mewtwo. We're rocking a relatively aggressive Roaring Moon set that has some bulk in Spadef, rocking a standard Sash POW, very bulky Spadef Zenta. If we can stick like one Iron Defense, we're going to be in the spot to like win all these games. Standard Scarf Ursh, and then Spadef Indeedee that plays for bump on the Spadef side. I think this is actually a really cool team, and hopefully you guys like it. If you guys like this content and you want to see more competitive, serious Reg I content where I'm doing my prep for NAIC, and I'm using like off-meta mons like Mewtwo, Roaring Moon's starting to get a little bit more popular, but I know my Zenta's a little bit anti-meta, so I feel like our Ursh set is like absolutely nuts with like a double Rock Slide Rock Tomb. Hopefully we fight some Ho-Ohs today, right? If you guys like this sort of content, you want to see more, think about dropping a sub. We're trying to get to 50,000 subs before the end of the year. We're doing our absolute best, and we're almost at 45,000. We're at 44,900 and some change. If you guys like this content and you want to support anti-meta VGC on YouTube, that's daily content. We make a bunch of really cool stuff here. I've been making like 2 or 3 Mewtwo teams a week, it feels like, and you know, we'd love to have you along for the ride. So if this sounds like fun to you, think about dropping a sub. And other than that, wish me luck. We're gonna hop into these games and hopefully get some big wins with Mewtwo. Here we go. Alright, cool. We have Koraidon, Lunala, Ursaluna. I wonder if that's going to be a Trick Room Flutter. I have to be respectful of that potential. I think Mewtwo's good here. I think Mewtwo puts pressure on a lot of these mons. I don't really see a problem with like Mewtwo Indeedee. If you want to bring the Incin out in the back, we bring out Zenta in the back, maybe close with POW. I think that's fine. I don't think I'm really going to need Tailwind in this matchup. So something like, you know, Mewtwo, Indeedee, Zenta, POW should be able to get the job done here. There's no real form of terrain control on their team. That being said, let's run on that little exercise where we try and guess what all their items are. And let's start with the pretty obvious items. That's going to be a Flame Orb on the Ursaluna. That's probably going to be something like a Sash or Booster on Flutter. I'm assuming Sash. Probably going to be an AV or Life Orb on Bolt if the Life Orb's not on the Koraidon. Speaking of the Koraidon, it's probably going to be a Life Orb or Clear Amulet. Incin could be holding Goggles on this team because there's no real form of like terrain protection. It could be Rocky Element, it could be Citrus, but I'm definitely guessing Goggles. And I think that's going to be a Meteor Beam Lunala with a Power Herb. So that being said, we're going to try and guess what the back mons are that they have based off of the leads that they show. I really think they're probably going to be leading like Koraidon Flutter. And if they don't lead Koraidon Flutter, they're probably leading some Lunala thing, maybe Lunala Flutter, and that would be a big indicator that they're going Trick Room. So we're going to be trying to guess what they have. I wonder if they're just going to lead Bolt. I think Incin's also a pretty usable lead versus my team. So that being said, let's see how we get on with this one. But I think we have like shots to win, you know, if we're taking a look at some of our stats here. We're bringing the Mewtwo here, and this Mewtwo does a ton of damage, and it would be outspeeding a Koraidon that is Adamant. So I think we have good lines here. So we see Incin Lunala. Let's try and guess the mons in the back. It's probably going to be Luna and Koraidon. It could be a Luna Bolt, but I think it's probably, you know, Ursaluna and Koraidon. So that being said, what we want to do here is not let that Incin parting shot in and bring in the Luna and just like end our day. So the one play to stop all of this right here is because they're clicking. They could go knock off. They could do a bunch of other things. I think there's a good shot, though, that they're just clicking Parting Shot Trick Room. And so how do I want to deal with that? I'm going to click Expanding Force, and I'm actually just going to Trick Room the Trick Room, right? I know that sounds like so crazy, but like, look at what they have. They don't have any other options with this lead. Yes, they could go knock off Meteor Beam, but like they're trying to set up for Trick Room, right? They need to get this Indeedee off the board before they actually make contact with the Mewtwo. So that means that they're trying to Trick Room here. So we just play like this. Easy peasy. Expanding Force. Big damage. And we're just going to break Lunala Shadow Shield so we can come in with a Shadow Ball next turn. Yep, and the reason why we also expanding force there is in case they wanted to do something weird, like just hard pivot in the Ursa or something. You know, we keep them honest in that situation. Don't need to show the Shadow Ball. Because now they're going to be still respectful of it. Show me that Luna. Show me that Luna. Because they're not doing anything else. There's the Luna. Yep, you just trick them the trick and make it kind of dicey for them. You know what I mean? Like, I feel, all right, so I just want to say something right here. That worked. You're like, that's such a risky play. It wasn't risky. We analyze the situation. We analyze the items. I can make that read every single time. I try my best to give you guys the type of content that doesn't, like, rely on those sort of plays. Because, like, yes, other things could have happened. But everything led to that line. And so this guy's like, oh, I just got cheesed. And it's like, no, bro, you played really, really obvious and got punished. That being said, they still have a great board state here. Now, I think that I can come in with this and get this KO. I don't think they Terra the Lunala. I think they're going to protect Ursa and try and Moongeist the Mewtwo or do something. You know, I'm thinking that's the play. I'm just going to try and rip the Lunala a new one. Because they don't know we have Shadow Ball. They just know we're orged. And Lunalas usually don't carry Protect. So let's see if they Protect with the Ursa. Wide Guard. Cool. Yeah. Works for me. You're going to be able to pop something with this Ursa. That's completely true. Not before you take the fattest L in the world, though. Big Shadow Ball, boys. Woo! And they still have the Ensign. They still have the Koraidon. This Ursa is free to just dump truck somebody. You can Earthquake. I think he's Earthquaking because he Wide Guarded. Great play from them. I'm not even gone with Mewtwo. That's so good, bro. Alright, so you have Ensign that can come back out. You have Koraidon that can come out. And we have Pow, Zenta. But we still have Terra, and this Terra is really bad into Koraidon. So that means we have to go Pow, don't we? And we have to win a speed tie into that Koraidon, who's going to fire Terra, but I don't have any way to really stop that guy. Ugh. I think they're going to go Ensign here. So I'm going to go with my Zenta. And let's see what happens. Koraidon's good here, but, like, we have Moon. Oh, Koraidon, good play. Good play. That's the right play from them. Right? But no, everything's going exactly like how we played. Just imagine a world where we have a Shadow Rider. Wouldn't this be free if we had Shadow Rider? Why do I do this to myself with Mewtwo? This being said, I don't think we're in a terrible, terrible spot. Yes, they can go Fire Terra hits the Zenta, but then they lose to the Mewtwo. So I actually don't hate in this situation going for, like, an expanding force just to completely keep them honest. Right? Because you can't respect the Mewtwo and respect the Zenta at the same time, which will lead to me going for a Terra. I think I have to Terra here. Just so we don't get absolutely bopped by a collision course and go for my Iron Defense. I also lose my weakness to, like, ground. So I vibe with this play. You have to hit my Mewtwo. You could say, that's it, if you know that, why don't you just protect the Mewtwo? I'm giving you the Mewtwo as a reward for your good Koraidon play. You might think that you don't have to go after the Mewtwo because you have an Ensign in the back, which is incorrect. Expanding Force. We're faster than Koraidon. And like I talked about at the start of the match, my Mewtwo being faster than Adamant 135s is really, really important. So why protect Mewtwo? You got to keep them honest, right? We take those all the way to the bank. Big value for me. That's a fat Iron Defense, too. We're going to win. Yeah. So we played everything correctly in this game. And I just want to say, don't get crazy. I just want to say, like, I can make those plays a lot of the time, but I try my best to show you guys the right leads that let you, like, leverage your speed to your advantage and just play neutral with any mons. But, like, there's so much to gain from being able to analyze the team preview, understand what their items are, and understand what their lead says about what mons they have in the back. That's the fundamental start to learning how to, like, read people, and it's so important. They can't fake out. That's game. We go Expanding Force because they don't have Terra. I mean, they could Terra Ghost this in Sim, but they're going to lose their Ursa at the end of this turn, so it's fine. GG's, we take those wins all the way to the bank. Literal, like, almost perfect play from us. I really, really liked what we did here, and, you know, we love to see it. Instead of Lunala Koraidon, it's going to be Shadow Rider Koraidon with a Moongus and Roaring Moon. So I think that in this sort of lead, I really do like Indeedee Mewtwo. I like it a lot. I wonder what items are going to be on those mons. I think Indeedee Mewtwo is good here because they don't have any other form of terrain, right? So this should be able just to be like, hey, I'm not losing to Sleep Powder. I'm not losing to Fake Out, probably. I'm not losing to Astrals because I can Normal Terra my Mewtwo. I think we have all the tools here to play this correctly. That being said, what are the right mons in the back? It's really hard to use Urshi Water here, so I don't know if I'll bring that. I think Roaring Moon is viable, but at the same time, if they get like one sort of Flame Charge off, it's going to be rough. I think I'm going to bring the Roaring Moon. I'm really looking at my Zenta. They don't have enough AoE to really make me to make me bring my Zenta with Wide Guard. I don't think they have enough. They have obviously Astral, but like we have Normal Terra, Normal Mon, Dark Mon, Dark Mon. I think these are the right Mons. Let's talk a little bit about what we think their items are going to be, and let's start with some obvious ones. I think the Rill is probably going to be AV. I think the Incin on that one could still be Citrus. Rocky Helmet is an option, right? Citrus, probably Goggles though, because again, they don't have any form of like losing to Sleep. They have two grass types pivoted in though, so that might be a reason why they wouldn't be Goggles. So you can always just switch in a grass type. So maybe that is Citrus, maybe it is Rocky Helmet. 10 seconds left. I'm thinking that's Sash Shadow Rider, Life Orb Koraidon, and it's probably Booster on the what is that? Gouging Fire. But at the same time, like I think Clear Amulet Gouging Fire is kind of nice. I think that it could be like Sash Shadow Rider, Life Orb Koraidon, Clear Amulet, Gouging Fire. That's kind of where I'm guessing. But that being said, let's see where their leads turn up. I want to see what they lead with. I want to see if they're actually leveraging leads with Shadow Riders. Because, like, yes, you have Fake Outs. Yes, you have a bunch of other stuff like that. They're not leading with Shadow Rider, which tells me that it might not be Sashed. You're going to save that for, like a late game swing. I really, really like this room. I'm trying to think of what we need to do in this situation. I actually think Mewtwo can, like, always check Koraidon. I think it, like, always can. I wonder if they're going to, like, pivot out in Sin for Rilla. I wonder if they brought Rilla to this matchup. Let's try and think about what their mons in the back are based off this lead. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a Shadow Rider back there. And I don't know if they bring a Moongus. Zenta might force a Moongus, but Rilla might force... Indeedee might force Rilla. So I know there's going to be Shadow Rider. But that being said, I don't think you bring a Moongus here. I think you probably bring Rilla to turn off the ability to get like, Expanding Force. So I think it's going to be Rilla and Shadow Rider. So that being said, I'm just going to click Follow Me. And I could make a read here and Earth Power the Koraidon and get the KO. I think I'm going to just Earth Power the Incin slot though. Because I want to, if you pivot in Rilla, good play for you. You're absolutely masterful. But if you KO my Indeedee here, I get a free pivot into Roaring Moon. And then I slap the Expanding Force in your Koraidon. So that's going to be the slot that's swapping potentially out for Rillaboom. There it is. So good thing I did not act on my impulses and go for that Earth Power into the Rillaboom slot. This is going to take away my Psychic Terrain. If I was clicking Expanding Force that turn, I would have always targeted the Koraidon just because you want to make sure you're targeting things correctly. I think this is fine. They have these two plus... these two mons plus... Koraidon and most likely Shadow Rider. So that being said, what do I want to do in this situation? What are we thinking they're going to do? I think they're going to be U-turning into my Indeedee. This is where if I had to protect on Indeedee, I would be using it. I don't want to pivot into any of those, so I actually think I'm just going to hold this L and go for a Helping Hand. You can fake out, but you can't fake out and U-turn with the Rilla. Rilla can only fake out and then in sync of Parting, and I'm actually okay with that. I think what they're going to do is... knock off and U-turn. That's what I think. I think they're trying to get massive tempo this turn. So I'm going to try and just get the Incin off the board, soak the knockoff. You bring back in the Koraidon, you bring back in the Incin. I protect Mewtwo, fall to the Indeedee, bring in Roaring Moon, stagger my speed tier and win the game. Let's see it. You might also be like fake out in the Indeedee to go for a knockoff. Oh, see? Hey, there we go. Dunzo, bro. Crazy how like when you actually take the time to like think through the turn and think of like the effects of the turn, and then like the next turn, it's pretty important. U-turn, there it is. It's almost like play the game. Doesn't get the KO. You can bring back in this Rilla and go like Rilla Koraidon, but at this point, I'm just going to protect my Mewtwo. I think I am going to pivot in my POW. I'm thinking either POW, I don't know which one I want to fodder, POW or, oh, is it Flutter? Gouging Fire. No Shadow Rider. Amazing. What are we getting a boost to? Speed. That's completely fine. So I think Roaring Moon is going to be absolutely cracked here. Because if you come in with Koraidon here, you don't have the speed control to make this work. If you come in with Incin, again, you don't have the speed control to make this work. I think I just pivot in Roaring Moon and win the game. Koraidon. This is going to be super dicey. The right play for them here is to... the right play for them here is to Flame Charge the Entity in every single situation. I don't think Gouging Fire OHKOs Mewtwo. I think Koraidon does, but I think there's a good shot we outspeed. I think this is going to be forcing their Terra here. I'm really wondering what I'm going to do here. I think I'm going to click Follow Me. And I think I'm just going to Protect. See what they do. Force their Fire Terra. And then send out Roaring Moon. I vibe with that. Tailwind. Punish. I mean, it's a little passive. I mean, if that's the case, then the right play would be Alluring Voice Koraidon and just Protect. Cool. I like that. I wonder if they're going to click Howl. Great Protect by them. I wonder if they're going Protect Howl. That's a really good play. Because I could have Alluring Voice the Gouging Fire too. What's cool? They're just going after the Mewtwo. That's why I also thought about going Protect Follow Me, because then it would have let me get that free pivot into the Roaring Moon. I'm really trying to get their Terra off the board. If you can't tell, I'm really trying to get their Terra here. This tells me, though, that, like, my Mewtwo's faster than that Koraidon. So, you know what I'm going to do here? I'll Follow Me. I'll play this bad. I think it's worth a shot. They're obviously scared of this Mewtwo. So that means they know that they're not that fast on this Koraidon. They're probably really bulky. Here's their Terra. This is going to be Fire Terra, right? I already showed Earth Power. Did they think I'm not capable of making reads? I guess not. Normal. Alright, so that's weird. Shempao finishes that guy off. I wonder if they're going to go for a Flame Charge this turn. That's the thing that's really scary about this. So Follow Me redirects the Gouging Fire. How? Cool. Follow Me redirects the Koraidon. There's the Howl like we were talking about. We already showed that Alluring Voice, so I think they're actually just targeting Entity here, believe it or not. Breaking Swipe. That's cool. I vibe with that. This is going to do a lot. Potential to crit and win the game here, too. You may be thinking, why didn't you just pivot out your Entity and come back in and reapply terrain? I don't think we ever needed to do that, because you have a Rilla in the back that's actually a Rilla E-Big problem. I think that, like, we're fine here. I wonder... So they're going to be Burning Bulwark, Flare Blitz, Howl. I don't think they have Breaking Swipe on that, because, like, I'm looking at this thinking this is, like, super cracked to win the game. I'm going to come in with the Roaring Moon. See, the problem now is that Koraidon, because I now know that it has Breaking Swipe. And I can't go for Protector, because if you Protector and Pivot and Rilla, I will lose, because I will be Fake Out Pin before I get a Tailwind up. So I need to get this Tailwind up. Last turn of Harsh Sunlight, too. That's actually so important. I don't need my Terra on any of my other mons, so I might as well Terra here to lose my weakness. I think I'm going to Tailwind. And Earth Power into the Gouging Fire. I really vibe with that. And then if I hopefully I don't lose my Roaring Moon to something weird here, because I'm ignoring the Koraidon, but they have to see that I have the Koraidon pinned down. With like 2 mons pin it, right? And then we should be outspeeding this Gouging Fire every single situation. I want, like, it'd be a good outplay from them to protect Gouging Fire, like Breaking Swipe or do something like that. That'd be a good outplay from them. But I'm just making the plays with what I have here. Because I feel like I need to start respecting the Gouging Fire. I wonder if they think they need Gouging Fire to break Zenta. Now, see, they're not respecting the board presence. And they could Burning Bulwark here, but like, nah, see, we got the right play. So we're able to leverage the advantage that we have that Zenta in the back, too. I really like it. Even if this doesn't KO, this is a lot of damage. Yeah, that's enough. Because we get the Tailwind up here, and that should be enough to get the win, I think, with Pow. Flare Blitz into the Mewtwo. Cool. It's so happy that they hit that instead of the Roaring Moon, too. I love this. So then we're going to come in with Pow. Now, we don't want to get bulwarked, right? I think that's actually really important. Dang, if I didn't take Life Orb Chip, they would have, like, ticked out. It's fine. Photosynthesis activates. Let's see if that's Photosynthesis, like a Booster Energy Gouging Fire. It is. Cool. I mean, we assumed it was. At the start of the team preview, we were pretty sure. Attack Boost! Oh my gosh, what a gamer. Why does it Attack Boost? What happened that made it Attack Boost? Oh, because he got a Howl Boost. It changed how his speed tiers worked. That's so funny. Let me think about how I want to do this. I think I'm going to throw the Icicle Crash into the Gouging Fire because I don't want to get burned. I mean, it does not make contact, right? And then I'm just going to go for the knockoff. Actually, I will Acrobatics the Koraidon because if they pivot out the Koraidon, we get the KO on the Rilla here. It would really suck to miss this. I would probably lose the game. So that being said, like, Koraidon's Protect is on cooldown. Yeah, I actually can just throw the Sacred Sword into that thing and always get it. I think it's probably just better to throw Chop, though. Yeah, I will just throw Chop. I don't care if you burn me. Burning Bulwark, go nuts. I win the game with Roaring Moon. Cool, that's game. I don't care about your Burning Bulwark, bro. This should KO. This is Sword of Ruin Shred, normal, Flying Terra. You know, we're gaming out here. We got all the skills that we need to pay the bills. Burning Bulwark, he's like, ha! I burned you! And it's like, that's completely fine. You did it, right? You did it. Congrats. Mission accomplished. Acrobatic D's. I don't think it's worth it to like miss the Icicle Crash and eat a Flare Blitz in my room. I think I would lose the game if that happened. I do think. Like, let's say they went for like a double protect. I miss Icicle, like double protect Koraidon. I miss Icicle Crash into Raging or Gouging Fire, right? And then you Flare Blitz my Roaring Moon, kill it, and then it's just like Sash Pow versus Raging or Gouging Fire, Koraidon, and Rillaboom. I'd lose the game. I'll take the burn. I'll take the burn. I still have the pin here. Right? So value, we take those ones all the way to the bank. And I'm going to knock off, more damage to knock off. No, it's more damage to, go for the acrobatics here. I was going to say, I want to know what the item is on that Koraidon, bro. But that's enough to KO. Throw Chop's enough to KO here. Even burned, I think it's enough. I don't think I need to Icicle Crash. Let me know if I'm wrong, though. I might be. Oh, they're just trying to fight me, bro. We take those wins. Easy. Cool. Great stuff. You know, we were able to understand a lot of what they did. And you can see this. We always talk about this. We always talk about, like, raising your opponent, like, making them meet you at a specific level. And if they deviate from that strategy and don't meet you at that level and don't bring the right bronze, like this guy brought Gouging Fire over Shadow Rider, you just free win it, you know? We don't get the KO. Oh, that's so funny. Morning Sun. Oh, he cooking. That's really cool. So he doesn't even have, like, a way to do any damage. He has Flare Blitz, right, which is a lot of damage. And he's going to go for most likely... I think we win here. I think the right play is double protect. Bait out the... I mean, we should be fine here. Protect. Thinking if the throw chop's even worth it. I will throw chop again. I don't care if you bulwark. I want this free damage. You have to go after my Roaring Moon at some point. And if you... if you're going after the POW, you're going to take a lot to the throat chop, plus the recoil from the, what is it? Plus the recoil from the Flare Blitz, which is your only move. Good play. Morning Sun's sick. Bulwark. Now, Bulwark's on cool that we win. Awesome. I don't know if I need to rip an Icicle Crash, though. I kind of want to. Morning Sun tech is one of my favorites on Gouging Fire, though. It's one of my absolute favorite techs. I think we get the win here. I do. But let's see. They might go for a double Bulwark here. If they do, that's just, you know, that's RNG. That's the game, right? Can't believe that throw chop didn't KO, by the way. Tailwind Peter's out. Not that it's that important because you have an attack boost. I wonder if they know that they have an attack boost right now. They might think they're faster than this POW and think that I have to Tailwind, which means they might hit the POW. Which would be an incorrect play. I don't want to miss this. I'm just going to throw chop. Nice. Look at this damage. Sword of Ruin Shred. Roaring Moon, big damage. If you hit the Flare Blitz now, you lose. Same spot as last time. Flare Blitz got it. Yeah, they didn't know that they thought we were going to have to go for a Tailwind because they didn't see that they got the attack boost. Great stuff. Love that for me. Cool. So we take those wins all the way to the bank. A little bit dicey from the Morning Sun. But, yeah, we brought the right monster for the right situations and we leveraged advantages. And we're beating teams that are good with Mewtwo. Like, we're playing with one hand tied behind our back, but I think we're showing that we have the skills to pay the bills. Just imagine if we had a Shadow Rider on this team. It'd be so All right, that's a really unique team. Rhydon Ho-Oh with Grass Pond and Grim. I like Inity here. There's no real competing terrain, so like I think Inity is going to be a solid lead. We can just rip Expanding Forces as much as we want. You may be thinking that like, oh, that's not that great. There's a Grim. It's like we're going to bring the Ursha in this matchup. I think Ursha is going to be a really, really solid Mon here. And then I like Zenta, but like Zenta's bad into Ho-Oh. So like I don't know if I want Zenta per se. I don't know if we want Roaring Moon either. I think Roaring Moon is very good into this matchup. I think I'll bring the Roaring Moon over the POW. I just gonna want that little bit of Tailwind in case that is like a Tailwind Ho-Oh. Let's try and guess their items and start with the ones that are obvious. It's probably going to be Eviolite Rhydon. Very solid Mon with Lightning Rod. Probably going to be Light Clay Grim. Is that going to be a Specs Walking Wake, or is that going to be Booster? Maybe Life Orb? Those are all options. Ho-Oh's probably built with like Clear Amulet. I'm assuming maybe Cloak. Grass Pond is probably sashed on that team. I'm gonna say it's probably Boost or Wake. Yeah, that's a weird one. Let's see how this one goes. I'm probably gonna be pivoting my Indity on the first turn unless they lead terribly. We're seeing if they're good enough to understand that they still need to lead Grim in this matchup. They do need to lead with Grimmsnarl. If they don't lead with Grimmsnarl, this Expanding Force is going to clap their cheeks, right? They could lead something like, I think Grimmsnarl Ho-Oh is probably right, but let's try and guess, not even guess, let's try to see if we can understand what the tells of their lead tells us about their back. So it's going to be Follow Me, Tailwind. They're going to have Koraidon in the back, and I'm thinking Wake. So they're trying to go big fast. And if they're trying to go big fast, we could just Trick Room them, right? They didn't bring the Grim, right? There's nothing wrong with just Trick Rooming this. Like, fat Trick Room here. We could totally get away with it. They're not bringing the Rhydon to this matchup because we don't have any electric attacks. They have Koraidon and Walking Wake. And those mons all get folded by TR. You're just going to do that, so we're just going to win. Follow me. You still gotta follow me. Oh, no follow me, huh? Damn. What a Chad. Okay. Helping Hand would have got the KO there, but I think they're sashed. Bullet Seed! Whoa! Okay, that's weird. That's weird. Hey, it's weird. Let's be real. Super weird. Probably loaded dice then. Oh, what? What? That's so weird. And he just sacrificed and I tricked him. Oh my gosh. Never lucky, right? Never ever lucky. Of course I get burned. Weird. So this guy... Alright, this is... I want to talk about this. This is so important. We Trick Roomed there, anticipating Tailwind. I could have just went Helping Hand Tailwind. I could have went Follow Me Tailwind. This person did not pass the vibe check. They did not have the skills to pay the bills, and we got punished. I'm sure this happens to a lot of you guys in a lot of your games, and this happens to me too. But does this mean we lose? No. Mewtwo's still alive. Huh. I mean, I'm going to trick myself back, right? Am I? Actually, am I though? I have some fast guys in the back. I'm going to Trick Room it back. I mean, I could just Follow Me and just blow these two up and then come in with two fast guys. No, I think I'm going to trick myself back. And there's nothing keeping this Mewtwo on the board. Expanding Force. I want to free pivot at my Roaring Moon, please. Life 2. Cool. You got to hit the right target. You going to taunt me? You should just go after the Mewtwo. Yep. And he's going to be doing this to check Ursh. And Ursh is going to come out and actually finish these two off, I think. I think I'm going to Rock Slide to finish these two off. Helping Hand Rock Slide should get a double KO. And then I'll be able to Follow Me and then bring out the Roaring Moon. And then Roaring Moon plus Ursh should be able to check the Koraidon Wake in the back. Cool. That's my shot. I think Helping Hand Rock Slide takes out a oh holy moly. Holy moly. Unless I even want to do that. Like, this might just be a better play. I think Roaring Moon could be a good play. Roaring Moon, Follow Me. I like that. I like these lines. Cool. Roaring Moon, good mom. Get a Fish for a Generator proc. Just get a KO. I think this KO's the Ho-Oh, but we're going to find out. I'm not too afraid of the Ogre Pond. Yes, it gets stuff like Superpower, but I don't think that's very likely. Everything's staying in. Need Protect? Show me that Spiky Shield, though. Show me that Spiky Shield. Follow Me. That's fine. I'm not losing anything for this. And they're going to Sacred Fire or Tailwind here. Great Follow Me, you know. Great play from them. Let's see if it loses me any tempo. Cloak. Wow. Sacred Fire miss. We take those. Yeah. That was a good play from our opponent. Honestly, that was a great play. I had to play risky that turn. I just didn't think they had Follow Me based off their set. I really thought they were going to be... I really thought that they were going to do is protect the Ogre Pond with a Spiky Shield, elongate the pressure of that Follow Me, pivot the Ho-Oh or do something with the Ho-Oh, like Tailwind or do literally anything. Maybe even protect Life Do. I thought that was a very solid looking play. And then, then leverage the Follow Me the next turn. So... this person's showing very small brain energy, and I should probably get on that level. This Wake doesn't get a speed boost. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is probably just... there's two ways to play this that I think are really good. I think that they have to... I'm going to Follow Me here. And I'm going to Tailwind. Because I think that they're going to be pivoting out Ho-Oh for Koraidon and trying to get my Roaring Moon off the board. I like that play. I also want to see, like I'm not taking the bait on any of these things. You can go into my Indity for a couple turns, and now you have no Double protect. Now no protect on it. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Does he think we're going to trick him ourselves again? Like, no, bro. And I know you're not choice now on that wake. That's so good. There's the free tailwind. And we have Ursh in the back. Ursh is great. They probably think that they're probably good into Ursh too with this board, but like, if I can condition just a little bit more, I think Ursh actually comes in hot versus a lot of these guys. So I'm just going to follow me. I think that's the right play. The question is, like, who do I really want to go after? Ho-Oh is kind of a threat. I kind of want to make a read and go like that into the Ho-Oh, because I think it's pivoting for Koraidon. I'll do that. I'll make that read. Damn. It's good damage, nonetheless. I don't need to be a dragon type in this matchup. But I think Ursh should be able to come in and do great damage to the Walking Wake too. Let's see it. Terra on their side. Oh, are you going Grass Terra? Oh, that'd be so funny, bro. Show me that Grass Terra. Oh, Terra over here. Fairy? Water Terra double dip. That's fine. This guy's all over the place. So now nothing can Terra, which means like I actually do great damage to Koraidon with Acrobatics. I do good damage to Ho-Oh, which is going to probably live this, with Surging Strikes. And so I think I have good lines. I think Knockoff's going to do fat damage to Walking Wake. I don't think we might lose Entity this turn, but I don't even think that like is that bad. Hydro Steam, Water Terra double dip. We know that they're not specs, so they might be orbed. Yeah, either way they would have had to crit there, and it was only if they get it. Orb, awesome, great. Take a little bit of chip, TY. Yes, this lets us just bring out our Ursh. That's so good. Let's think about what I need to do in this situation. Scarf Ursh. We have Rock Slide, which is a good move. We have Close Combat, which is good. Someone's pivoting in Koraidon, and you shouldn't be protecting because I have an Ursh. So Koraidon's going to come in. Do I think that Adam and Ursh Close Combat Oko's wait? Maybe I can run the calc. Alright. Looks like Close Combat is 70 to 83. So we're going to need to double up, which means I actually really like the play that's Rock Slide here. And I like the knockoff. Yeah, it's fine. I don't want to lose a Scarf Koraidon if they have that in the back too. Awesome, this is going to be Koraidon right there. They're going to get the speed boost. I don't think I lose for this though. And I really like that I'm knockoffing a Life Orb before any. I might just get the KO, honestly. I might. I have the right move locked on our Ursh 2, locking in Rock Slide versus... Oh, special attack boost. Oh, they're super gone. We win. Cool, I thought they'd be speed boost to be able to actually, like, do something. But, like, Ursh... Well, actually, they're going to live. They'll live. But we'll see what happens. We knocked off the Life Orb. That's a fat wake, by the way. I didn't think it'd be that big. I'll take a flinch. Yeah, there it is. I'll take it. I'll take those flinches. 1, 2, 3. Flinch, baby. Oof. Can't tear the Koraidon. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He can protect here and block the Rock Slide, but I don't know if they know that they can, because like Rock Slide doesn't make contact, so it doesn't work with Unseen Fist. He actually lives that. That's super nutty. Rock Slide, Rock Slide Ursh is so good. What do you got here? Who are you going after? I'll take another flinch, by the way. One more flinch? One more. Buy one, get one free, baby. Hydro Steam. See if it gets the KO. I don't think it does, because we have some bulk too, and you don't have your orb anymore. Oof, 6 HP, baby! That's what we like to see. Yes, please. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Shoutouts to EV Training. Like, we take a look at our Roaring Wind set right here. Like, don't act like we don't got, like, some points. Don't act like we don't got, like, a little bit of investment there. Those 12 points in Spadef, pulling double duty out here. So we just got to hit a Rock Slide and we should win. The right play would be to double in there. We just have to hit our Rock Slides. Nice. That should be game. Rock Slide. Yes. Oh, that's so good. This team is so good. We're bringing the right mons in the right situations. Holy Mewtwo moly. And remember, we started that game off by getting bodied on turn 1 because they weren't up to snuff, and they made like slight misplays over and over again. They didn't even know that they could probably protect against the Rock Slide Unseen Fist Ursh. They didn't, you know, they didn't play right, and so we punished it. I will say maybe I got a little bit lucky with that flinch, but yeah, we take those. Like, I was rewarded for having correct speed tier in that situation. I was rewarded by using the right move in the right situation. I didn't really waste that many turns other than the first turn of the game, and I think we played pretty well. We showcased our EV spread that actually carried us in that one, let us live that Hydro Steam. I really like that we knew to knock off that Walking Wake 2 to keep them out of range in that situation. We ran the calc showing that, like, yes, the close combat wouldn't get the play, so we knew that we would need to lock into Rock Slide instead. Great stuff. I love it. I love games like this where I can play with, like, a slightly, like, hand-tied behind my back team like Mewtwo and still get wins through correct play. Even if I fumbled the bag on the first turn, if opponents fumble the bag that badly too by not setting their speed control, not leading correctly, they're going to fumble the bag in other places throughout the course of the game. So you just need to lock in your play, clean it up a little bit, flip the Trick Room back, lose a Mon for it, and then just close with the right stuff in the back. So we brought the right 4 Mons for the right situation, and we were able to win out. So pretty good stuff. We're going to go into one more game, but this is your little reminder here that if you guys like this sort of content and you want to see more Reg-I battles, we're making daily Reg-I content. We're at 44,900 and change. We're trying to get to 50,000 before the end of the year, but we are trying to get to 45,000 before that. So we're so close. We're like so close to 45,000, guys. If you guys have in your heart to drop a sub, I would really appreciate it. And yeah, without further ado, let's get right into this last game. Here we go. All right, another Ho-Oh team. Ho-Oh Kali-I with whatever that evolved Quillfish Pokemon is. All right, let's think about what we're going to do here. Let's start talking about their items. Start with the obvious ones. That's going to be Wellspring Mask, Ogerpon. Clear Amulet's a pretty common item on this team. It could be on the Ho-Oh or the Kali. It could even be like a Grassy Seeds Kali. I could see that. I think it's going to be Clear Amulet, though. Very standard Laddermon. I wonder what the Ho-Oh is going to be rocking. I think that's going to be Cloak Ho-Oh. Probably AV Rilla, which means the Ting Lu is probably Rocky Helmet. I could also see Ting Lu being one of those like accuracy increasing items, like a Wide Lens. And then whatever that Super Quillfish thing is, I don't really know what that thing thinks it's doing here. Being Dark types means it's going to be hard for Mewtwo and Roaring Moon to really work in this matchup. This is going to be a great matchup for Zenta if I can keep the Ho-Oh at bay. So we're going to be really needing to leverage things like our Ursh, maybe our Pow. I think I could probably get away with leading Pow here. But at the same time, like, what do they do if I want to lead? I don't want them to Trick Room. I think I might lead Pow Ursh into this, actually, like, and then just bring in NDD and go Zenta. I don't really have that much to fear from Tailwind. I don't have that much to fear from Tailwind. Let's see what they lead with, though, and let's see if we can try and guess what mons they have in the back. I wonder if they're still bringing Ting Lu. Like, Mewtwo is scary. It's good. It's decent in about their restricteds. I will say that, like, I have the ability to just pop out and just, like, dump truck that Kali. What are they going to do with that thing? It's Dark Poison, right? I can actually just hit it with with like a Surging Strikes and he'll die. Let's see. These two weed. That's so weird. Intimidate's great weed, yeah. I'm trying to remember what the heck this thing is called. I still can't see it. It's in Japanese, right? What is that thing called? Let me know in the comments, right? Ogerpon and that Super Quillfish. I don't particularly care about that thing. I really just don't. I don't need to bring in the Infinity yet. I could bring in my Zenta here, though. I think Zenta's a really good pivot here, and I don't need Ursh here, but I'm going to bring in the Infinity. I'm going to go for a double pivot turn 1. I don't want to get Horn Leeched, and I don't want my Pow to be intimidated. I think their board's really passive. And if I'm trying to guess what they have in the back, it'd be fair to say that they have the restricteds in the back, right? And if I can get that Ogerpon off the board, it allows my Ursh ability the way to just like go ripping it. Rip it good out here. Here's the Zenta. Let's see what they're doing on that thing. Yep. Ivy Cudgel into the Zenta slot, right? Oof, not enough damage though. Toxic Spikes. Okay. Okay, full stall guy. I see you, baby. Alright, do we need to do anything weird here? I'm going to Iron Defense. Thinking if I need to do, like, Alluring Voice or anything, I'm just going to follow me. I actually think I win this with Zenta. I think Zenta is going to be able to come out and be like, you're done. Right? I think that's going to be fine. When eventually we're going to have a board state where it's Zenta and Ursh or Zenta and Pow versus Ho-Oh, we're going to force the Grass Terra so they, well, If I have Ursh, it'll force the Grass Tear, which means they take the massive damage from the Body Press. And this Body Press is going to cook. So we just got to get that Ogerpon off the board. Yeah, right now they're looking at the Zenta and be like, oh crap. He big boy right now. He big boy hours. And we're going to be able to bring in our POW unintimidated too. I think it's really nice. So it's a great pivot out of their intimidated. They know they're going to need that back in the later part of this matchup. And I'm just trying to avoid crits on this Ivy Cudgel. I'm trying to get that Mon off the board. This Ho-Oh is a big problem. Wonder if I can Oko. Let's see how much damage we take from Ivy Cudgel before we do anything weird. And we outspeed Ogerpon. So let's see if I get crit. Awesome, I didn't. So I actually think I can just go for the Body Press into the Ogerpon, redirect the Ho-Oh, because we outspeed the Ogerpon. They should be able to actually Oko it. And then they're going to Sacred Fire into Indity, which might not even get the KO, which would be really nice. Hopefully I get the KO. I wonder if they're going to Spiky Shield Sacred Fire, but like that's fine. We just bring in like Ursh. I think we just will Rock Slide Body Press. I vibe with that. Because you have to click Follow Me, which means you lose your Ogerpon regardless. Remember, they still have an Ice Rod in the back, but like Zenta's like in a great spot here. Spiky Shield's so smart from them. Love that. I'm gonna take a free tick there. Never lucky, right? Okay. Hope they don't Tailwind me. Like, I really hope they don't Tailwind me, but we'll see. Don't Tailwind here. You shouldn't even Tailwind here. Whirlwind! Oh, dude, they're trying to cook. Whirlwind, huh? That's fine. We take those free pivots all day, baby. Okay. Huh. Random on here. Ursh is what I wanted, though, so that's great. Sucks I'm poisoned, right? But, I think Ursh can, like, win this game by itself. Not Ursh, Zenta. So you're gonna go follow me here, right? You should follow me here. I'm gonna flinch his Ho-Oh. 1, 2, 3, eyes on me, baby! Here we go. Everything's gonna get poisoned, but I think Zenta just kind of sits in front of this board and says, like, you're done. I wonder if they're gonna pivot out Ogerpon. They should click follow me. Like, I have an Ursh. You can go Grass Terra on your Ho-Oh. We talked about that as an option, but then we reign true with our Zamazenta, who's currently at +3 off this Body Press. Big damage incoming. They're a little bit pinned here. They might also think we have U-turn, so they might not be thinking they want to pivot out for something. Let's see. If they want to pivot in the Intimidate guy, follow me's great. It's the right play. And once this thing's off the board, we're going to the races. Rock Slide. Big damage. Ooh, look at that. Half damage. Oh, I'm going to get the flinch too. Watch. BP, baby. Oof. Flinch it? Flinch it, though? Do we flinch it, though? Can we get, like, a flinch, though? 1, 2, 3, flinch on me. Oh, my gosh. I'm gaming out here. Hey. I calls him as I see him, bro. You think I, you know, if I wanted to hit, if I didn't want to flinch, I'd use Rock Tomb, right? Does Ursh get Stone Edge? Stone Edge might actually be kind of nice. I really like Rock Slide, though. I really, really like Rock Slide. Rilla, cool. We just pivot out for Indity if we want to. Yeah, at this point, you just have the... What is that thing's called? I didn't play that game, so I don't really know. I'm going to just Body Press here. Pivot out the Ursh for Indity to say no fake outs, and then we're going to soak the Sacred Fire. You might get the burn. I don't really care. We're just going to get the Rilla off the board, and you have to send out 2 bad mons, and POW and Ursh probably just win once Rilla's gone. Let's see it. I could have protected too, but like, let's see what happens. I think this takes out Rilla. I think +3 Zenta takes out Rilla. Oh, no poison. Never lucky. I guess they still have Terra up, which is definitely like in their favor, but the fact they're not pivoting out this Ho-Oh and not getting those Regenerator procs is just really nice. So let's see if they Terra the Ho-Oh. Oh, that's so funny. I could have just hit it, bro. I could not have just hit it. It went Fairy Terra. That's fine. That's cool for me. Fairy Terra Ho is actually really nice. But I'm going after this Rilla, bro. This Rilla about to boom. Oof. Oh, he's alive. Never lucky. That sucks. He didn't even fake out. All right, let's see if you get the burn onto my Zenta. This is your one-shot, one opportunity, Mom Spaghetti out here. Damn, I could have went Surging Strikes, Body Press, and got like a double KO. And I shouldn't. I'm choice carved. Let's see it. Sacred Fire burn into the Zenta would suck, but like, beggars can't be choosers, right? Yeah. I think it's fine. You're going to pivot out for... you're probably going to be pivoting out for Rilla sooner than later. So I think as long as we're always, like, respecting that slot, I think we're good here. So I'm going to go for the Alluring Voice into the Ho-Oh slot, and I'm just going to go for the Body Press just into the whatever that thing is. And this will KO the Rilla on the pivot if they want to try and get that Regenerator proc, and then we just come in with Ursh, flip on the Water Terra, and win the game. Maybe try and keep a Redirection Mon around. I'm trying to get the Ursh, or sorry, I'm trying to get the Rilla on the pivot in. So let's see. I wonder if they have like Recover. I wouldn't be surprised if that was Recover Ho-Oh. Whirlwind takes up a lot of move slot space on that Mon. Let's see. Body Press is still a lot of damage. It's neutral into whatever that Intimidator bro is over there. So it's going to do like half. That's game. You might be able to break my Entity though. Let's see. I think this is the right play. I think this is. I mean, if you let my Entity go, like, I'm gaming. What are you doing over here? Protect. That's game. I think Entity takes this. Alluring Voice single target, 80 base power. Move is like so good. And then you just don't have any checks for Ursh anymore. Please go away. Yes! Critical hit! Yo, we take those all the way to the bank. Entity busted. Let's go. The reads. That was a great play. I wonder how much damage that thing takes. Little spiky boy over there. How much damage do you take from stuff? Is it worth it to follow me, or should I be using, like, Helping Hand? That do how much does that actually do? Let's go Zenta. So I'm just gonna run some calcs here. You guys can see the calcs here. I don't know what the thing is called. Overquill. Holy moly, there we go. Look at me. All right, so. And then we're burned, right? Yeah, I'm just gonna go for it. Is that KO? It'd be cool if that KO'd. EP baby! Whew, that's like enough though. That's like more than enough. That's perfect. I love that. And then we just come in with Ursh. Oh, you got a crit too! Hey, never lucky. That actually needed to happen. Let's see what they're doing here. Are they Toxic Spiking? Throat Chop, good play. So you get a double KO here, but I get to bring in Pow Ursh. And I think I just flip on Water Terra, rip the Overquill a new one. I think it's right to go into the Overquill here. Like, Ho-Oh's a problem, but at the same time, like, I don't think Ho-Oh can break Ursh. The best thing and they can't poison Ursh either. That's the thing. I guess if you wanted to go, which one of these guys is more of a threat? That's a great question, though, right? Because we can delete one of them. One of these Mons gets deleted. Let me know in chat which one you guys would go after. They've shown Protect, Toxic Spikes, Throat Chop, which means I don't think that I should be respecting. I think that, because I can guarantee get this thing off the board, but then I go down to the Brave Bird, right? But then you have to eat 2 Icicle Crashes, and I don't know if you can. I don't think that you can. I have to hit 2 Icicle Crashes, which is the hard part. Yeah, I like this play. You're gonna take Chip from the Brave Bird. You haven't shown lefties. I think this is the right play. Because, like, imagine a world where I don't KO the Ho-Oh with the, like, I don't KO the Ho-Oh with the Surging Strikes, right? And then I don't KO the Overquill or anything like that. Like, oh, that would suck. We would lose. I'll take my guaranteed KO on Overquill, right? And I'll try and rip some Icicle Crashes, right? It should KO. Sword of Ruin, Water Terra. We got the damage here. Dumpied. Let's see if you're a Rocky Helmet. No. Okay. What's the Ho-Oh doing? What the bird doing? Are you just gonna Sacred Fire my pal? I really gotta hit this. Maybe I should have Throat Chopped. Oh, I should have Throat Chopped. That's probably game. That's probably just game. I think that loses us the game. Oh, they hit the wrong target. They don't have Brave Bird. That's why they did that. But never lucky, you know. We do say in this world, we say a little bit of never lucky. No, Icicle Crash was still the right play. It's always the right play. They should have hit the POW though. Hey, we take those. I ain't gonna complain. I was rewarded a miss here, or I was rewarded a misplay because I missed my move. Yeah, I would not have KO'd that thing. Their Rocky Helmet. That's why they went after Ursh. Great play. Should be able, as long as I hit this Icicle Crash, I win. I get one more Surge Strike. All right, come on, pal. We're 0 for 1. Can we go 1 for 1 and get me that big win, or do we miss this second Icicle Crash in a row, eat the Sacred Fire, and lose the game? Survey says we're about to find out. Oh, I missed the second Icicle Crash in a row. Can you miss a Sacred Fire then? No. Dude, this guy's a gamer. Shoutouts to our opponent. Absolutely masterful play. Double Icicle Crash miss. Never, ever lucky. Oh my gosh. What is this? Full stall pressure. Okay. How do we break this? I don't think you bring Zenta here. I think Zenta's bad. Neutralizing gas is going to be problematic. But that being said, I think that Mewtwo is very good here. So I think I'm going to go Mewtwo. I think I'm going to go Indeedee. If we're trying to guess their items here, it gets really dicey, right? Because there's probably going to be leftovers on the Griatina. I wouldn't be surprised if it was even Black Sludge on the Eternatus. There's so many weird things that can happen here. I don't know if Roaring Moon's ever going to be right. So the only value in Zenta here would be making it so we wouldn't get poisoned, but like Zenta's just so bad into their core. I think you got to bring POW. And Roaring Moon's a good Mon. Only if we're like massively winning already. I think that we're better off with like Ursh, but then they're going to have Sinistcha everywhere. I think that I'm going to bring Roaring Moon in the mid. That's fair. Cool. We're going to try and blow this up with Mewtwo Indeedee. Like, help it. If we can just like, I wonder if they're going to go like Indeedee. Sorry, I wonder if they're going to go Sin and what? Like, that's the thing I'm really thinking about. The full stall cores like this, you have to like roll them over before their engine really gets going. And they can't go both like Wheezing and Sin and have like leverage and like leverage that advantage correctly. Right? So it's going to be Wheezing Eternatus, right? Which stops us from setting the side train. But like both that board, they don't want to eat the, you know, the fat damage here. I wonder if they're going to be doing Cosmic Power. That's what I'm really afraid of here. So that being said, I'm going to go for an Alluring Voice if they Cosmic Power. Toxic Spikes Wheezing? Dark Terra Wheezing? Like, what's the play here? And if you pivot out that Wheezing, I'm ripping it. So cool thing is they can't TR here. They don't really have any speed control. They can go for things like taunts if they want. But at the same time, like, we got damage. We got big damage here. If they want to collect Toxic or something, I don't think that's it. Let's see it. Full stall. Double Protect's not bad here. Pressure's a good move. Pressure's a good ability. If it wasn't negated. What if it was like Ability Shield Eternatus and we didn't even know? We're going to be able to actually check at the end of this turn. Pivot out Eternatus. Awesome! Griatina, cool, super effective. Hopefully it's not policy, right? Ugh. Protect, awesome. So now we're just gonna be able to go into that slot. Yep. And I'm actually gonna check and see if the Alluring Voice it could be Ability Shield Griatina too. It doesn't. There's no way that we know, right? Look at that damage. That's actually really sick. That's great damage. All right, so we're just gonna rip the Expanding Force in here, and then it's not Ability Shield Griatina pressure. Follow me because I don't want to deal with a Griatina with my Mewtwo. And if you pivot out your Wheezing, this Expanding Force is about to hurt, right? You could pivot out the Wheezing for Sin. No one's saying you can't do that. You could Terra the Wheezing. Let's see it. We got the right stuff here. I'm trying to, if we can waste their Terra here on like anything too, like POW and Ursh, or POW and Roaring Moon are going to be able to clean up way better. Let's see it though. What if I made a read and went for like a Helping Hand Earth Power and just caught that in Sin on the rip? Like, whoo! That'd be kind of nice, right? So the fact that we've shown Alluring Voice should also really disincentivize them from like stacking boosts here. Really like to see this Terra. I don't care what you go into. It can be Dark Terra Wheezing. Yeah, it sucks, right? But like at least we can Alluring Voice that thing. Flying Terra is fine. I'm okay here. It's going to do like half. And then you're going to get like Toxic Spikes up, right? Do I care about that? I mean, you might Poison Gas. Okay. Great damage. And we would have KO'd. Citrus. Ooh, so we're going to have to Helping Hand that next turn if we can even get that KO. I think Helping Hand will get it next turn. Wisp. Whoa, okay. Cool, I can't get poisoned. That's actually super nice. What if they're going to Toxic Spikes? Taunt. Now I can't use my Helping Hand. That sucks. I'm going to protect here. It's viable. You can protect Weezing, you cannot protect Weezing. It's fine. I'm going to keep you honest. I don't need to go into that Giratina. Like, Giratina is not like a... I don't care about Hex Giratina. I got normal Terra too. Like, I'm super fine. Hex. Yep. Can't hit the Entity with it. Toxic Spikes? Because you're not protecting. Free damage. It's good damage. It's great damage, actually. Sludge Bomb. Okay. Oof. Big sad. Alright, so now you know Mewtwo wants to do stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to double your Giratina, condition the Weezing to protect, normal Terra, fat damage here. So I'm conditioning the Weezing to protect, because now I'm doing like, hey man, I threaten you here. You're going to protect the Weezing, you're going to go for the Hex, and then next turn I'm going to be able to just dump that Weezing with an Expanding Force. I vibe with this. Mewtwo busted. Let's go, Mewtwo. Yeah. Good play from me. Big Shadow Ball. Oh, yeah. This might actually get KO if I high roll the Alluring Voice here, which would be great. Hex, not going to work. And remember, their Terra's down, so like Eternatus does get folded by Mewtwo. Almost. Almost. Okay. Last turn of Taunt. Which means, honestly, like, I think we can just go double into the Weezing. Yeah, I think you have to double protect. And if you pivot out the Weezing to save it, well, we'll see what happens here. I'm going to be able to get a KO on the Weezing. And this is going to activate my Psy-Terrain. Which, like, unless you're KOing my Mewtwo this turn, homie, it ain't it. And you're going to lose your Giratina. And I think I outspeed your Giratina. But we'll see. I don't know. I'm like speed reduced into D. I don't outspeed. No, there's no way. I have 0 speed reduced. Outspeed the Weezing though. Dragon Pulse. Cool. They're just going for the Entity. I wonder why. Just trying to get the KOs on it, right? Alluring Voice gets the KO here, and now you can no longer switch. You have no Terra. Mewtwo's about to pop off. I don't think I had a Y-Guard user on that team. And I think if Entity lives one more turn, that'd be great, but I don't think I do. Oh, I do. I can go for a Follow Me too. Oh, that's so nice. And I shook up the taunt. Yeah, like, I can go for the Helping Hand. Dude, I can do anything out here. I have all of the power. I want to see if they go in Sin. Sinish Jaw. Okay. I'm ripping this Expanding Force off. Dude, this Expanding Force is going to be so massive. Because your play here is to Trick Room. But, like, I think that KOs. I'm, like, pretty surety. Unless you got that Sash, homie. If they protect Eternatus and Trick Room, that'd be bad. Let's see it. The only thing that beats full stall is Mewtwo. Protect Eternatus, good job. So I could have Trick Room the Trick Room here with my Entity, or I could have went like Alluring Voice to stop Sash, but I think we just popped this thing in the face. Look at this big damage. Helping Hand, like, oh my gosh. Oh yeah, he's gonzoed. Oh, that's so nice. Mewtwo busted. I love it. This is the perfect send-off for this Mewtwo team, bro. We missed the double Icicle Crashers, but we were rewarded with this masterful Mewtwo clinic. Absolutely breaking full stall. I love it. I love it, guys. This is your reminder to, you know, just be absolutely amazing people and support Mewtwo and everything that he does. Because he's trying his best out here. Mewtwo's trying his best. The reason why we're coming in with Gym Power here is because we haven't seen the item on the Eternatus yet, and if they stay in, I want to see if it's Rocky Helmet. So here we go. I'm not missing Icicle Crash anymore. Show me Rocky Helmet. Nope. Meteor Beam. Okay, you showed me your item. We did it. And that Eternatus is faster than Mewtwo. That's actually fine. You know, we don't really care. He's going to miss anyways, right? Power. Meteor Beam power. But he's going to the Mewtwo. It was all bait. Alright, Mewtwo. Never lucky Mewtwo. SMH. I could have just sent out Roaring Wind and went Tailwind, get the one with Mewtwo. But fine. Fine, I see how it is. We'll just win normal, I guess. If there was a way to lose here, I'm about to find it, right? I'm kidding. We win. I think you just go Throat Chop and Acrobatics to win the game. You don't knock off because they've already used their item. But shout out to our opponent. Roaring, or what is it? The Meteor Beam tech there was really good. It's probably really good. And Sin probably gives this team a lot of problems, so that's why that's there. But I didn't even want to miss Icicle Crash. I wanted to scout for, you know, Rocky Helmet. That's so much damage. Shenpao is so good. Oh my gosh, Shenpao with that Sword of Ruin damage shred, and we take those wins all the way to the bank, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please think about dropping a sub. Please think about leaving a comment. I really appreciate it. We're still trying to get to 50,000 subscribers. We're almost at 45,000. We're only a few people away, so if you guys like this content, you want to see more, please let me know. And other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out. I'll see you guys next time.